doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for calling. We've been a huge fan of your music for probably about the past month, and
Cool.
I think I've been spinning it every week. So
Yeah,
we're loving
the
it.
last few
Loving it.
weeks he's been playing a lot of Sin here on the Crimson Metal Show, and we're very excited. We've been perfect timing with your call in tonight, and
Yeah.
we were doing some research and found out that you are a woman who has hands in many pots.
Like me, who has I'm getting ready to start a third band myself. It looks like you dabble a little bit. It looks like you have a Led Zeppelin all-female Led Zeppelin tribute band as well as Sin, and it looks like at one point you were in a band called Final Gravity.
Yeah.
You still are.
I still am. That one we're actually releasing. We're recording the album this year. It's progressive rock, so anyone that knows progressive rock, it's very involved type of music. So that's going to take a full year to record.
Right.
And then we're planning to release that one end of the year.
Now you're playing this Led Zeppelin tribute band, and it looks like you play quite often in that band. Is that like, are you like a regular at a certain venue, or do you bounce around?
We have a few regular spots. So there's a place in Los Angeles called the Santa Fe Swap Meet where they do a lot of the high-end tribute bands, and so we play there, a few times a year. We've consistently played at the Lake Elsinore Casino, and then we're starting to do the circuit of a few of the different cities' summer concert series. So there's one in La Mirada, we do one in Manhattan Beach. So there's a few spots. We used to play at the House of Blues a lot, and it's no longer there, which is really sad.
Now you guys are out of LA, and we've talked to quite a few LA bands. There's another band called Raven Black. Are you familiar with them?
I'm not, but I saw that been posting them. Because you're interviewing them today also, correct?
No, I've interviewed them twice before. They actually came through Oklahoma City and played a show earlier, and I think they're coming back this summer as well. And we talked a little bit about the LA music scene, and then we've also talked with some of the guys who's been around. We talked to
Saigon Kick.
Saigon Kick, who was an '80s band, back in the glam days back in the '80s, and he's talked about how the strip and everything in LA, the music scene has evolved over the years, and I was curious as how has that affected you? How has that affected Sin?
Well, Sin used to be a resident band at the Whiskey. We used to play like every month for about a year, and that was really great exposure for us. And they used to pair us with really top bands. And then I want to say it was something like 3 years ago. There was just this big shift in management, the economy, all of that, and they just stopped doing that. And we haven't played there since because they're not doing the quality band thing anymore. They're heavily doing the pay to play.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad about that because, it was great when they used to be supportive of actual talent bands and want to put on a good, high-level performance night. And to know that we would be included as one of those high-level performance bands was always fantastic.
Yep, I get it. It seems like that's just the model that everybody has switched to recently, and it's sad that it's happened. I can understand it happening here in Oklahoma City, where definitely metal and hard rock is not our bread and butter here. We're in the middle of conservative country music here, and but you go out to places like LA, and it's sad that it's.
Well, from what you've seen and being involved in the scene, what has changed visibly, or what do you think is leading to this type of development?
I think the economy, companies trying to scale back and being fearful of their business and making money, and so they're cutting corners in the wrong spot. People always want to cut corners on the fast buck type thing. So instead of thinking that if they got more people to a venue, they just make things more expensive. And so I think that if they worked more on the quality rather than just the figures without looking at quality, then the figures would just naturally go up and they wouldn't have to be so fearful about their business. But, there is also the economy has been struggling and a lot of businesses have been closing down that have been around for a really long time, that have been icons of Hollywood. So there is a reality in it, but I think that the strategy that a lot of business owners take isn't really quite to their advantage as much as they think, and it's also putting the people under them at a disadvantage.
How has that changed Sin's strategy as a band?
Changed our strategy? Well, basically, moving outside of LA, working more with family type businesses or entrepreneur type people that are trying to change the industry, that are really motivated at spearheading the next round of fantastic performance and events. Also, by being our own bosses, so not waiting for other people to do things for us and just creating those shows and those opportunities ourselves. So if there's no opportunity, you don't just sit around sort of wondering like, oh, well, I guess I'll just keep waiting and twiddling my thumbs. You're like, okay, well, what can I do to create an opportunity? And so even for our record release, we actually did that at a private studio called Unfriended Studios. And that way it gave us the control to make the show free, because we just wanted to have like a big celebration for people to come and celebrate that we were releasing our album. So by doing this, we could do a free show and we could do it at, the time frames that we want and have complete control over it and make it entertaining to the quality that we wanted.
Right. Now, I'm curious. I've seen kind of I'm not going to say an explosion, but definitely growth in the area of female-fronted metal music, especially out of California. Do you feel that female-fronted metal music is making a rise? Because it's been huge in Europe for years, but here in the United States, it's been lacking. We've had, who are some of the more famous ones? Evanescence and In This Moment. Really, in metal, In This Moment is really about the top dog, and still they're very little known.
Yeah, I know. And, it's kind of sad because there's always been these strong female personalities, front women, that they're never considered at the same level as the guys in that genre. Like, unless you're being, I don't know how to put this, like poppy, it's kind of not the norm to have like a strong, powerful woman. And it's funny that it's kind of something that's unheard of, or just like, oh, that doesn't make sense, it doesn't click, that you have strong female-fronted women. And so I've actually, that's been something I've dealt with, most of my life, trying to advocate being a strong female woman, and not just strong female vocals, but strong personality, attitude, presence, strength in everything that I do. And great example is with the female Led Zeppelin tribute band that I'm in, and we're really good. And it took us a long time to get people's respect, because without even hearing us, they would just judge us being female, that, well, you couldn't possibly be as good as a guy, which is it's sad. It's like you don't get given the chance. So you have to work hard. You have to stick with it longer. It takes longer, but if you can push through, there are plenty of people that want what you have to offer, and once they get the chance to know that you exist, they're going to be super supportive. I have some wonderful, amazing, supportive fans that have followed me for many, many years and moons on my journey, and they're the ones that have helped me to get to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting. One of my first classes I took when I came back to OU was Intro to Mass Communications, and one of the things the professor talked about was the classic European paintings, specifically the nudes, and the way that all this material we read, it talked about how men in all these paintings, men project power, and women are to be looked at. And I think that type of European culture is still kind of predominant today, and it's carried over into every facet of our life, whether it's commercials or television, movies, but in music too. And metal, in my opinion, is predominantly a male-dominated genre. It's and when you get a girl in there, it's kind of a boys' club.
It's something that we've talked to. We've had several local guests here on the show. We've talked to. We sort of target female-fronted metal bands. It's a passion of ours. The real question is it getting better? I'm curious, Melissa. Is it getting better than when you started?
You guys have been around, 11 years, something like that?
Yeah, the lineup that we have currently is about 6 years. And so I feel that in my world it seems to be getting better, but it took me a long time to get to where I'm at. And what I would say to other people like me, because what kind of happens is there's a lot of women that become entrepreneurs and become successful, and they become a little bit bitter about how tough it was and don't want to help their successes. For me, I don't want anyone to have to work as hard as I did or go through the struggles I went through. And so I want to be someone that can help the younger generation come through, be someone that can guide them. And, if I can get to a really good point of success, I'd love to do some sort of scholarships and mentoring programs, because I think that is what is lacking, doing those things where, okay, it's been tough, I have to really prove myself, but I'm not going to be like, well, I have to do it so everyone else should. I want to change that. And so it's the people that have had to go through that struggle, they're the ones that are going to have to change it with positive reinforcement and role models.
Well, Melissa, what advice would you give to other musicians, to other female-fronted bands, or even female singers?
To be really strong, stand by your belief, don't give in, don't think that you have to compromise. A lot of people feel that they can get bullied, but don't let that happen. I've always been very adamant about respect and what is right and what is wrong, and never given in to straight up opposition, things like that. Don't ever let go of your integrity, because that's what actually makes you an amazing performer. That's what actually makes you an amazing artist, public figure, is by keeping your integrity and know your craft. Really be the elite. Be elite, know everything you possibly can, so that no one can challenge you. If you're the best at what you do, then no one can take that away from you.
Right. So we kind of went down a dark path a little bit.
Yeah, but I think
I know.
Really good.
I know, but it's an important path.
It's very important. Melissa, why don't you tell us about your new album, Venom?
Sure. The album Venom. Basically, I love heavy metal. I love the passion of the music. So we do sort of melodic metal. So there's a lot of melody to music, but with heavy drums. And to me, that's like a driving heartbeat of the song. And a lot of the songs convey a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling. And some of the stories are just fictitious stories, but they're all stories and they all convey emotions and they all evoke feelings. And so I feel like this album really is something where you can't listen to it without it somehow like hitting you in the chest or making you feel some sort of movement in your body. And then basically the reason we called it Venom is because I own 30 snakes.
Right, and I've seen a video with those snakes, so yeah.
Yeah, there's just a couple of them. I have so many more. But it was kind of hard to keep them all in one spot because they were wiggle around. And so we did kind of like attribute my snakes and also the symbol of the snake. I find them to be like a powerful symbol, and they're a peaceful symbol. People tend to look at them the opposite way. That when you actually get to know reptiles, you realize that they're actually quite one of the most peaceful, gentle creatures. And they don't run after people. Like,
well, that's
you never see like a snake chasing someone.
That's interesting that you say that because you're from Australia, and doesn't Australia have like some of the most poisonous creatures there? Like there's more ways to get killed in Australia just by critters than anywhere else in the world, right?
True? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, not really. Where those particular animals are is like in the deepest desert of Australia where nobody lives.
Right.
So in my whole lifetime, I've never seen one of those things that they have on most deadliest creatures. Like they're not in your backyard.
Yeah. Okay.
And actually, I was shocked when I came to the US, and I lived in Altadena, just in Burbank in Los Angeles, for like a couple of months. And it's a populated area, and there were deer and raccoons and hummingbirds and woodpeckers and squirrels, and like all this wildlife. I would never in a million years see that much wildlife in my backyard in Australia. So it's so funny, the misconception. Unless you're living like way out, like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours from the main city, you're not going to see anything. And when I say 3 or 4 hours from the main city, that means you're going into like population 1,000.
Interesting. Oh, well, we've been playing the last few weeks. We've been playing Day of Wrath a lot, but I thought we might take a little break here and listen to Burning Flames. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So not all my songs are about people, but this particular one was about someone that just wouldn't stop talking. And originally the song was called Shut the Hell Up. This person just wouldn't stop talking, and they talked so much crap, and everything out of their mouth was just, you knew what the real story was. It was all lies, and they just were really ticking me off. And so I just flooded the page with this song and came up with this song, Burning Flames. Well, let's Shut the Hell Up, now Burning Flames. And if you check out the video, you'll see a little snippet of my snake collection.
All right. Well, let's play Burning Flames by Sin.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, we are back to the Crimson Metal Show, and still on the phone is Melissa. She's decided not to hang up on us yet, so that's a good thing.
Not yet.
Yeah. We just got finished listening to Burning Flames off their new album Venom, and Melissa, according to your website, this is interesting. Let me pull it up real quick. You say, "Bring sin to your city." The band will do a live performance at every city in the United States that record sales reach a minimum of 50 albums purchased of the debut album Venom. So,
yeah, you talk about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And sort of, you've been in this business for a while. Tell us about the origin of this idea, how you guys came up with this.
Well, I work in marketing. I was a director of marketing for a technology company, and I'm always thinking outside the box in trying to be different and creative. And I want to travel, and I want to actually meet our fans in person and thank them for their support. And I thought that this would be a way to get people to get the music, but also it's not too outrageous or a request. So we're not trying to be excessive. If we can just cover the minimum cost to get to the city, I think this would be about fair. And I would just love to actually meet people in person. And this is what I came up with.
right.
Hopefully it works.
I agree, and I want to make a shout out to everybody who's listening. Hey, go to sinband.com. It's $9.99. Buy this album. Let's get 50 people to buy this album and bring them to Oklahoma City. Hell, I'll even get my band back together so that we can open for you.
There we
That'd
go.
be amazing.
Well, this is an interesting idea. Sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you're on.
Yeah. So let's do it. Let's get some. Let's get Sin here to Oklahoma City. Well, we can play at the Thunder Alley. It'd be great.
Well, I think the thing is, we should get something linked on the Crimson Metal Show on Facebook and let people know about this. This is quite reasonable, and the whole idea that if we could sell 50 albums in Oklahoma City, we can have Sin come here.
That's absolutely. Let's do this.
Okay,
I think that is a noble quest for us here in Oklahoma to get Sin to come to the heartland and
Absolutely.
play some music.
So very, very nice. And so that was a very interesting idea. I'm curious. Well, I didn't look at the notes, but how long has the new album been out? Since April.
April 28th.
Okay, so
yeah.
about a month.
April, the very end of April. Yeah.
Very nice. And has anybody met your 50 record sales yet?
It takes 2 months for them to show.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right.
Yeah, which is frustrating because I keep looking. So it shows that there's the sales and the streaming, but I won't know until end of July.
Got that.
And so I'm planning to start booking shows end of July. Oh, not end of July, end of June, hopefully into July.
Now, speaking of shows, does Sin have any shows that are scheduled already over the next few months?
No, not yet. So we're going to be working on putting a tour together through over June, and then I'm hoping to start getting the shows up and running July and into all the way to the end of the year.
Very nice. So the
best way to keep track would be to go to our website, like our Facebook page, and I'm going to be updating all the results and our progress as soon as anything changes and comes through.
Very nice. So that's at sinband.com, as well as just searching for Sin Band on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And that's how we find you guys. Is that right?
Yeah, so all the links are on the website. Let me see. The Facebook is Sin99. So you can just also go to the website and click the link there.
Excellent. Well, we've got another song.
I'm not ready to go.
Okay, well, I'm just excited about the music.
We can go past 10. I mean, there's no shows after us, so we'll have the extended version.
It's your show. We'll let you do what you want.
All right. So Melissa, we talked a little bit about you being from Australia. How did you end up in California?
Okay, I'll try to tell you as short as possible. Because it's a big story. But basically, I was in a Japanese pop group for 1 year in Japan. So they auditioned Australia, US, and the UK, and I got picked as the one non-Japanese girl to be in this Japanese R&B pop group with 3 Japanese girls. Went and did that for a year, and it was just amazing, and I loved Japan. And my producer of that group was based in Los Angeles and said to me, "Oh, you're so good, you should come out to LA, it's a place for you to be, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sounds good." And so anyway, I finished my 1 year contract. I went to Italy for like 3 months with my mum, because she was from Italy and hadn't been back in, I think, 47 years. So this was my gift to her after working really hard for a year. And we just went to Italy, and on the way back, I just stopped by LA on the way back to Australia just to say hi and be like, "Oh yeah, check it out." And the economy was really good, the entertainment industry was really great, and just there was so much more going on. And so basically, I called a lawyer. I said I need a visa for the US. And so I put a 250-page document of my life together, which was my visa application, and then I got a visa and I moved here. And I didn't do music for the first 2 years. I actually hosted a surfing TV show.
Oh,
and then I've been here 11 years now. I've been here.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you being here. We're loving it. So, interesting is you mentioned Italy, and earlier I saw that our Facebook page had been shared by Stella.
My mom.
I said that must be her mom, but what she wrote was in Italian, and I was like, huh. And I looked, and it said that she was originally from Rome, and I thought that was interesting. My wife was like, ask her about Italy, because she wants to go to Italy next summer.
I'll come. You want to play there too?
Well, I would love to play there. One of our dreams is to play in Europe, and but it's just, I think we'd be better received in Europe than we would here in the United States. But that's just because I think Europe is more metal friendly.
Well, we are,
Yeah, they're different. They're different with music. They're more open to like a broader range of different styles.
Right. Well, we had interviewed Lips from the band Anvil, and we talked about that. He does a lot of tours in Europe, and we asked him about that. And his philosophy was Europe. In Europe, metal music is a way of life, but in North America, it is a trend. And I always thought that was kind of interesting. So it's like a fad.
Yeah.
It comes and goes. It becomes popular, and then it falls out of popularity, and then it comes back. And everything's cyclic. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, but I think it's people that aren't in that world that have that misconception. Because to me, I find that people in the metal world are actually some of the most friendliest, kindest, generous people. Whenever I'm like at a metal festival, it's such a, I don't know, there's such a great vibe. Like how the 70s it was hippies? It's like that kind of, free, like loving, spirited group, but in a different genre. Not quite like hippies, but there's definitely like a connection, very family-like if you're in the metal scene, and everyone looks out for each other.
We've talked about this before. Is the metal? It seems like the metal fans, and especially when we go to shows, is metal fans are very respectful. They may have long hair and tatted up, and they look mean and nasty, but they're really the nicest guys. And when you sit there and you talk to them, they're Star Wars nerds and Harry Potter nerds, or they sit around, they play Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, they're it's a very interesting crowd. So
I know. I'm a Star Wars nerd too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and
play some music
and play some music.
Yeah, we want to hear the Day of Wrath.
Yeah, let's play Day of Wrath.
But I want to hear what Melissa has to say about it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
What can you tell us about Day of Wrath? Is it also about a person? That's the question.
No. Thankfully, it's not, because it's actually quite a nasty song. Day of Wrath. Okay, so I was given this music had already been created and just labeled Day of Wrath. This was one of the first songs that I wrote when I joined the band. And they're like, "Oh, we have this music. Can you put something to it?" And so I listened to it, and for some reason, this idea and story came to my mind of killing someone. and the way that you would kill them and torture them, and that you're basically have no mercy, because I was thinking of the word Day of Wrath, and so it's quite intense. And we then got an offer to rework the song for a video game. I forget what it was called. But anyway, it didn't end up going on the video game, but that's then how the structure that you're going to listen to right now became what it is. So it then got reworked, and now this is the final result. But it's, basically no mercy kind of song.
All right.
Last Day of Wrath.
Well, it's interesting. I got the album from the marketing outfit, and I was just looking here, and in the comment of the ID3 information, the metadata, it says inebriated. Have no idea why that's in there, but
our publishing is Inebriated Music.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
I thought maybe you guys were inebriated when you sent the MP3s over.
Hopefully not. So yeah, that's Inebriated Music, which is actually our drummer owns that publishing company through his music studio. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully he's not too inebriated when he plays the drums.
Well,
no, he's amazing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Only after the show.
Yeah, well, I've done it before the show.
Then you can't keep him away. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it before the show, and it was one of the worst shows that I've ever played. I mean, somehow
Right, you gotta learn your lesson.
yeah, somehow my guitar got unplugged. I didn't even know it. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're gonna play some Sorry, go ahead.
Music first, food later.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to play Day of Wrath by Sin, and hopefully she'll stick around for a few minutes more
Sure.
after this song is over. All right, so let's kick it. All right, welcome back to the Crimson Metal Show, and that was Day of Wrath by Sin, and she's still stuck around. She hasn't hung up on us yet.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate Melissa Jane calling in and talking to us tonight on the Crimson Metal Show. We've learned a lot more about Sin and have a mission.
Yeah, we have a mission
for you guys.
Let's get Sin here. Let's buy 50 albums. I mean, we can get 50 people to spend $10, right? I mean, it takes $500. $500 to get Sin here and play in Oklahoma City. Let's do that.
Let's
and I've never been to Oklahoma City, so this would be my first visit. I'll be very excited.
Yeah, it would be great. And just to throw a little, bone at you, I will get my band ready for that show, and we will open that show.
So we need to reach out to our Angelical Tears fans too.
That's what I'm saying. If the AT fans want to help out, go out there and buy this album.
Absolutely. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for talking to us tonight. We've enjoyed it.
This is the...
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, before we go, I want to say next week, Evan, you won't be here because you're going to be in Paris.
Yes.
But we have the Rock Doc back, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely. And you guys have an interview scheduled next week.
We do. We are going to be talking to Jamie St. James from the band Black and Blue. So
excellent.
Good 80s hair metal. It's going to be awesome. We'll talk more about LA apparently.
Yes.
And about the Sunset Strip and that whole scene. They'll be here playing a show at the Diamond Ballroom next Friday. We'll be there.